Hey guys, it's MadameWario and welcome to the Sims 2 Pimp Family Remake for the year 2020. This is a reward video that was a stream incentive for my St. Jude Play Live campaign back in May of this year. And I want to thank you all for your incredibly kind donations to St. Jude. Thank you for being so generous and so loving and so wonderful. I have seriously the best audience ever, and so this is for you guys. Welcome to the remake of this whole Pimp family house. Now, it's not going to be an exact replica because that's not the point. The point is to do a 2020 version, to make a house that draws inspiration from my original house during my Sims 2 LP, but isn't exactly the same. It's still very much its own thing. So this was supposed to be a stream, but then I couldn't get The Sims to work with certain other programs running on my computer, and then when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? It's so hard to concentrate and try and build while streaming anyway, especially when you're trying to do something that kind of replicates something in the past that is so well known and well loved by you guys. I was like, I think this is just going to be better off being a video, which is why that's what you're seeing here and now. So again, it's not an exact replica, but this is definitely, if I were to do the project again today, this is the house I would want for it. And I wanted to update it, not have it be so gaudy and obnoxious, but still have the over-the-top kind of persona that it had back when I originally did my Sims 2 LP. So I just kind of laid the foundation out. I went into this with nothing. Like, I didn't have any kind of preconceived idea of what I was going to have this look like. I was just really wanting to go for something that seemed fitting to the modern day and, you know, this era, what my tastes are now in regards to making a really pimp fabulous house. And so I made it look a little bit more expensive. I should also add that this is, you know, with all of the expansion packs, because this is Sims 2 Ultimate Collection that I'm recording this with, rather than just like Sims 2 Pets. Because back in the day I was using like actual discs, and the program that I had was like the game that I purchased. It wasn't like, you know, a digital version that had everything. So this is a little bit different. There's a little bit more to work with here. And so as you can tell already, the first thing I started with was MadameWario's bedroom, which is a lot classier than before. It was very, very gaudy and cartoony. I drew inspiration from Flavor of Love back in the day, and that show is so old now that some of you watching probably have no idea what that even is. It was just like a reality TV show that had this like over eccentric like extra house, and so it was very extra. So, you know, which is essentially what the word pimp means. Like, the slang word pimp means extra. Now there's another word, like there's a synonym for it today. So now it's so much easier to answer that question when people are like, what does pimp mean? I'm like, it means extra. Leave it at that. That's literally what I mean by it. But anyway, so I wanted to have more of an open like feel for this, and I will do a live voiceover at the end of this. The last half of this video is really like a walking tour of this house, so you can see it like right after I recorded it, like in real time. Obviously this was all recorded in one take. It took me over 3 hours to build this house, detail it, make the family, all that. I just made the starting couple, as you'll see at the end of this, but then I did like a live voiceover where we took a tour that wasn't all sped up like this, because obviously, you know, you may miss some details or things might go by a little bit too fast for you to really get a feel for it when we're watching it in fast motion. But I did want to have much more of an open feel to this house since it was so narrow. In the original project, I felt like even though we had like this huge chunk of land, we were still crunched for space in so many different areas. And it was also very dark, so I talk about that later, but like it was just a dark space, and I wanted to lighten it up and have it be a little bit more lively and not look so just drab. I don't know. It was just like, there were a lot of things that I would have changed about it once it was done, but I put so much time into it back in the day that I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna just leave it how it is. I also want to note that all of the bathrooms that I make are exactly the same, except I used a different colored shower curtain, maybe a different color rug, because I really don't care what they look like. They're little, they're bathrooms, like, great. I didn't want to pour a ton of time into that, so, you know, I wanted to keep it classy and be like, look, bathrooms are all the same. There, easy peasy, I'm not worried about it, great. And I decided to do 2 bedrooms in the front instead of 3 I think I had originally, and I didn't watch back before I did this because I didn't want to be biased and try and recreate. I wanted to like do exactly what I would do today, like with the same kind of approach as I did back in the day when I recorded that LP. You know, I didn't have any kind of like, oh, I looked at this and now I'm gonna make it look the same. Like I wanted it to be very much its own thing. So anyway, you can see that hallway area is huge, such an open space, so much better. And really, I wanted to start with the upstairs because I have more fun making bedrooms. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to start with the upstairs, make it more fun. And I did the backyard area in the very beginning because those are the areas I always forget about. And then when I finish the house, I'm always like, oh my god, I should have done that to begin with. Now I still have the whole backyard to do. And then it ends up really like poorly thrown together because I just don't care anymore. So anyway, but I wanted to just get that out of the way as quickly as possible to kind of get all the quote-unquote boring areas finished first. So that way it wasn't like, oh my god, I still have to do this at the end and I've been sitting here forever and it's still not done. So anyway, you'll notice that, again, the house is a lot more square. It's a lot more open feeling. It doesn't feel so cramped and like a bunch of hallways connected together and hallway type rooms. And I wanted it to be very pretty, like very classy. So I wanted us to be like over the top, but classy with it. So that's kind of my approach to this entire thing. I do want it to be a party still. I want this to be like big party central. Like that was the idea back in the day, is that I wanted to have all kinds of big parties at this house, that lots of like chaos could happen. I wanted to have a lot of kids in this house so that we have like a huge family going on. And so that's kind of the whole goal still. And so, you know, it's kind of funny, like, making this house again, because it brings back memories of when I first recorded making the original house, and, you know, the pressure of, like, oh my god, I have to make this look, like, so ridiculous. So I feel like I was a little bit more relaxed with it this time, but I still wanted to have the essence of the original house and make it something, you know, very noteworthy. Also, I should add, you know, there's just so many more options for furniture and stuff this time that I was like going crazy. Like, I love that we can have all of these different pieces that just were not in the expansions I had back in the day. So it makes it a lot better. And I've talked about this on stream before because, again, this was supposed to be a stream idea initially, and so I kind of had to announce, like, oh, hey, it's not going to be. I'm going to make it a video instead because that's going to work better, which I'm so much happier with this. Like, I think this just does it so much more justice than having done a stream would have. So I'm very happy with, you know, kind of how this all came together in that regard. But I just, you know, there's so much of that project I don't remember. Like, so much happens in The Sims, and I say this about most of my videos. Like, I record it once, 10 minutes out of my life is dedicated to recording like an episode, you know, 10 years ago. I'm not gonna remember all of that. So it's like, I remember key elements, but not everything. And can I just say, I freaking love how that rainbow cascades down on that white carpet. I didn't really intend to make every like carpet space white, but it just brightened everything up and brought the colors out so well that it almost seemed too gaudy when I like tried the tile or the carpet. And you'll see me like put carpet down in these areas and be like, no, going back to white. Like, I just think it makes everything pop more. And I know back in the day we had all this colorful tile and everything, but I just feel like, you know, we needed something classy, and I tried that rainbow rug there, but then I felt like it took away from how the lights were cascading down on the carpet, so I was like, no, I'm not doing that. It has to look amazing like it did a second ago. So it was just so much fun to put all of this together, and I don't know what is intended for this house. You know, I don't have any plans to necessarily stream this, because again, I haven't been able to get all things working on my computer with streaming in The Sims 2. Like, I can't even run Discord in The Sims 2 at the same time for some reason. But, you know, it might be worth a shot. It might be worth just trying, just to, you know, try and get some action going on in this house. And if I can get that working, then maybe I'll showcase something within this game so that we can actually see this house in motion. But yeah, I really was happy with the result. And here I am already doing like the final details, detailing lighting outside so that at nighttime it really looks like lit up and pretty, but still like a kind of nighttime ambiance and party mode. And I just really like how it turned out. And I tried to like go through with, I'm like spinning just to be like, ah, it's done, oh my god. So that's it for the house. We're gonna make the people now. So I decided to, I don't really remember much about what I did for Madame's look, so I just kind of made her look like me and then made her updated to 2020, so she's not so, you know, college student vibe anymore, but more like, hey, she's gonna be 30 this year vibe. So I was like, let's make her funky but fabulous. And then I tried to make Wario a little bit cuter than he was in the original, like, project. I was like, let's just make him cuter, but still pretty much over the top and ridiculous. And you guys, I couldn't do it. I couldn't just make this Gooba. I had to make it Kitty mixed with Gooba because it was just too sad. So let's get to the real time, girl. Alright guys, welcome to the Pimp family. Check this out. I did this for one reason and one reason alone. And if you can't guess why, then I'm guessing perhaps this is your first encounter with the Pimp family. Okay, I have to see if this does this again. Are we good? Good? Oh my god, we can't do it! Oh no! Oh my god, people. Come on, we're on a time limit here. Okay, let's go. Yay! Sometimes when two people relax on the bed, it does not catch on fire. It does not catch on fire. Thank God, we're good. Is it on fire? Please don't be on fire. Oh my god, it's not on fire! We win! So nice! Oh, that's so wonderful. Wow. Okay, so lo and behold, guys, I'm gonna do a walking tour of the Pimp house that is not sped up so that you can actually see the detail a little bit clearer, a little bit closer, and just go through what this house turned into once it was finished. So I am happy to announce the new rebuilding of the Pimp house in 2020 that is, yes, in front of the ocean. So let's go ahead and just dig right in. Oh, how beautiful. This is the boudoir, the main bedroom of Madame and Wario. And as you can see, it's very classy, very 2020. They've grown up a little bit with their tastes, and they're not on fire. So that's probably the number one thing. Something I didn't like about the original project was that it was very, very dark in the house when you went upstairs, and it was very cramped. So I wanted the exact opposite this time. I wanted it to be very light and very open. So that's why we get this big open hallway here. We had a huge house full of people, and that's what I want to happen again this time. So I'd say the kids' rooms are very similar in their structure just because of where they're placed, kind of at the front of the house again. And they're not huge. I didn't want them to be huge because I wanted them to have, you know, more of a kid feel, that you don't have a gigantic room as a kid usually. So I wanted them to have the aspect of not having a room that's the same size as their parents. And, you know, we never know what'll happen this time when it comes to kids, but I did a space theme, which I'm pretty sure I did the first time, and then I also did a new theme for the girly room. And I had all boys' rooms in the front of the house last time, and so I wanted to give it up for the girls for at least one half of this front room area. And then I think I just kind of erased a bedroom in this way too, because I wanted this to have more of a square feel. So anyway, we have the two babies' rooms, which will eventually turn into just regular old kids' rooms. They're super cute, super classy. I wanted everything to stay super colorful up here except for the hallway. I did want to keep it real. And the bathrooms, I'm sure I already talked about this in my voiceover, but they're all the same. They're all the exact same color scheme for the most part, except for slight accents, and I did that on purpose because I really don't care what they look like. So down here, this is the main hall. This was another area that was really weird in the original project, and I remember there was like a door in this front room that led in, and it was very narrow and you couldn't do a whole lot with it, and it was kind of where I got bored, and it was like the last room I made, and I was like, I don't care, whatever, just finish it up, I don't care. So that's kind of what I did. Did not want to do this time, and I wanted to sort of have the same layout but make it better. And so I have like the whole animal area up here, and then another big open space for lots of people to congregate, and then just, you know, a main area of entertainment for the family. Over here we have the study. So this is like the study for whatever points I need to be working on for my Sims. It's just a very classy room, very adult, off to the side, an office. And then back here, there was dead space back here that the garage was connected to, and I think that I just put a bunch of random stuff for skill points back there, but it was really like nasty looking. It didn't look like anything appealing. So I wanted to have a legitimate workout area leading out to the back deck, and that's what this is here. So I wanted it to be like a purpose, an area with purpose, more so than just like, hey, this was a throwaway space. And then again, another bathroom. Here is the most infamous piece of the original Pimp house, and I know it looks way different because it's not just a hot mess, it was chaos in the first game, in the first house. So it was absolute chaos. It was the most colorful, obnoxious thing you could ever look at. So I was going to make the floor colorful, but at night, these lights right here are so awesome, the way they shine down on this white carpet and make rainbows. I couldn't do it. I was like, oh my god, I cannot put a different carpet down because I just love the way that looks. It kind of has a Mario's Rainbow Castle feel as well, so I wanted it to be kind of reminiscent of that more so. I was like, that's a really, really cute room, and I think it's still Pimp-tastic. It's just a little bit more low-key and a little more tasteful. So I know it's not utter chaos, but I like it nonetheless, and I think it's easier to look at for a long period of time. If we go back here we have the pool area, the party area. Why is this present right here? Why would he deliver this right here and not to my front door? What an idiot. Okay, but anyway, this is the pool party area. It was similar in the last game, except I think it may have been narrower, which again, I just had a problem with having very narrow spaces for lots of people. I didn't intend for this pool to be this big, but then I actually kind of liked it when I saw the size of it, it was like the first thing I put in, which you guys saw. And then again, open space. I wanted more open space, things more spread out, just so there's less room for error. And then in here is our garage, and I was able to make it like a Rock Band garage this time. Unlike last time, because we didn't have any of that stuff in the original playthrough. We didn't have the expansion packs for a lot of this stuff. So I added it this time. So very traditional like garage band setup. And then also these like skill point areas that I think, you know, they don't really have a good place in the house. So I wanted to go ahead and just put them in the garage because I feel like that's where they would be. Anyway, what is this cat right here? Oh my god. I played this game for 2 seconds and there's already a bunch of weirdness I don't even know. So last but not least, I want to just go over these open decks. I just left this as open space to look pretty for the outside of the house. This right here is my own little fantasy though, this like toy chest on the balcony, because I always dreamed as a little girl of having a room that had a little balcony because there was a house in my neighborhood that had that. And I may have already talked about that, but I'm going to talk about it again because it was that amazing. Check out Wario in like his Speedo underwear. Wow. Okay, so anyway, I have the telescope back here. I just left those blank for the most part because I figured I can add to them in time if I really want to, but I kind of like them better blank than with a bunch of junk on them. So really, that is the new Pimp house. And of course, oh God, this freaking guy! Get these people out of here! I don't know who these people are, but they're cramping my style. So anyway, that's the new Pimp house. I think it's pretty fantastic. I like it a lot better than the first house, I'll admit. And while I don't remember the first house perfectly, and I've talked about this before, how I don't go back and watch my own stuff, so like I don't remember a lot of that Let's Play. There are key elements I remember to this house that I was like, I should have done that differently. So I'm hoping that that's been achieved in this version, and that, you know, the Pimp family can thrive in 2020. So thank you guys so much for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed the Pimp family remake video. Shout out to those of you again who donated to St. Jude Play Live in May of 2020. That was when my campaign was on Twitch. It was so much fun. It was the best Twitch campaign I've ever had, and it was just one of my favorite Twitch memories of all time now. So thank you guys for being part of that and unlocking this reward incentive video, if you will. So thank you guys so much for watching. This has been MadameWario, and peace out, pimps.